Oo-aans has been built as a cultural community a mile and a half from Grand Valley State College's campus and about 4 miles from Allendale, which was actually a farmhouse in which people had an idea when they first started, I suspect, that it would be some sort of culturally creative, political community center. Or just some getting together, just some socializing. And in that way it was real successful politically because it showed people it was all right to be diverse. It was okay to step outside of what possibly is a socially accepted norm.
I'm Steven.
Hey, there's a video. There's a man's face here. No respect.
You might regret it tomorrow, but you'll learn it today. You won't regret it tomorrow. Oh no, we're back into this guy.
It was a democratic community of artists.
And then I thought through William James I could get my liberal curriculum and learn about art therapy and learn, how to work with handicapped people through art. Have them doing art to express themselves. And as soon as I got here, man, things started falling the fuck apart. I thought there was going to be Thomas Jefferson that I could take liberal things through, and I thought William James was going to have this wonderful art therapy program, and I thought the education department was going to be a sound and reasonable place. Well, when I got there, Thomas Jefferson had just been killed. The year I got there, the dance department, which is my personal favorite art form, that was killed, and art therapy was on its way out, and it was dead by the end of the first year also.
It went away because it wasn't a good public relations tool for Grand Valley. They wanted something which was going to correspond to the well-rounded world of Grand Valley State. If well-rounded means devoid of creativity or of individual differences, as it evidently does.
But it wasn't anything that it was cracked up to be when I got here, and everything did fall apart. And I'm not exactly sure why, except getting back to the first question about what is Oo-aans, and Oo-aans was a place that was separate from this conservative, conventional atmosphere.
What about Wake Up? Wake Up was more radical. I liked Wake Up too. It was more political than Neo Street. It had a lot of things to say about what was going on in government, I guess. Bigger than just the community. It sort of encompassed everything and had radical things to say about a lot of different things.
Wake Up is a political journal which is published quite irregularly. There's only been 3 issues. There's a 4th one largely laid out, but not paid for yet. It's probably an ideal example of a self-publishing anarchist journal. In several of the issues, the pages haven't even been laid out oriented with the top in the same direction.
A good thing for people that didn't know a lot about Grand Valley, like new students that came and that didn't really understand what William James was or how WSRX existed or even Thomas Jefferson College as far back as that. I think it gave a lot of good history for that, and it was a lot of truth as to what happened to those things. And I think that was good for other people just to get out some things, the ways they're feeling about Grand Valley and the administration and frustration.
Wake Up is a kind of a new wave underground journal. It relates to the microcosm of Grand Valley and its reactionary Republican establishment and their bizarre and reprehensible undemocratic behaviors and all.
It was kind of a big scream of all this like horrible pent-up anger and everything, and at all the things that have been happening at Grand Valley, and in ways it was kind of rough, but it seemed to have an impact on the college for at least a year. You know, for everyone. You know, most of the really conservative people seemed mostly upset by Uncle Sam jacking off, but there were some people who actually read it and didn't just look at the pictures. You know.
I think that just the atmosphere where people could do art or rituals or pretty much whatever they wanted within very broad limits was really nice. The first summer it was pretty successful agriculturally. We got a tremendous amount of food. Got really high from stuff that we grew. An awful lot of it. First summer the gardening went really well. There was a problem like with the morning glories because I had thought they were weeds and I pulled them all out.
Oo-aans was a farm for growth of the minds of the individuals, the souls of the individuals involved, and of course for food. We grew food and we did it well. Had a lot of corn, had a lot of mustard, and everything in between. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed bending over and putting the corn seeds in the ground and then picking the potatoes when they came up. It was real nice. Yep, real fresh food every day. It was great. Really liked it. I think that it was also real nice that we knew we were eating food that wasn't treated with a ton of poisons. It was organic farming.
And you know, it wasn't the hugest garden or anything, but it was pure. It was good. And it was reasonable and connected. That you know, it was clearly that Oo-aans was connected in affirming the earth. You know.
Ain't no more weeds. The weeds are gone, yeah. The weeds are all gone. I picked them all gone.
A lot of stuff going on. It seemed to be sort of more than just parties, though. They were festivals, definitely. There was something deeper going on than just partying.
Having a good time usually resulted in theater. And we all assumed our different roles in the theater of Oo-aans, especially the theater of living with a family.
The spring, summer, or fall equinox, us, the community, our friends, and other people sort of celebrate the time of year, welcome in, hope for good things, and conjure up the good spirits.
All right, we got some real hip stuff. The stereo is fun. The stereo now is officially fun. The stereo is fun. Yeah! Rock the stereo! Woo! You have a bag
partying festivals were festivals of love, of happiness, fun, of expression, of downright good old partying.
It was like a real medieval feeling, like we were existing in the 18th century, and we could wear fantastic costumes, you know, and we could we didn't have to be conservative in the way that so many people in Allendale and the Grand Rapids community feel important to just kind of look like everyone else and have a short haircut and dress very neutrally, so they get a job, but to feel like that living was a real celebration. I think at certain times I felt odd. We would be out at night around a fire and feeling how different we were from the outlying community, and how, you know, everyone was probably watching, you know, the late news or something, and I felt real different. I felt like I was really standing on top of the earth, looking at the moon and looking at the sun and looking at the sky, and feeling that I was a young person, a young woman on the planet, and encompassing, you know, the universe as a whole, as I was standing there watching the fire and being with people that I cared about.